Hello everyone, let us discuss about cornea. So, cornea is the transparent avascular watch glass-like structure forming anterior one-sixth of the outer fibrous coat of the eyeballs. As we have studied in the anatomy of the eyeball, there are three um, coats of the eyeball. One of them is the fibrous coat, and second one is the vascular coat, and third one is the nervous coat. In the fibrous coat, we have anterior one-sixth, that is cornea. The posterior 5 by 6 is the sclera. Okay, so anterior part of this cornea is elliptical and its horizontal diameter is 11.7 millimeter and its vertical diameter is 11 millimeter. So its thickness varies from 0.5 to 0.6 millimeter at the center and periphery, of about 1 to 1.2 millimeter. So this thickness is varied in case of some congenital anomalies like keratomelus. Okay, so after this we have refractive index and the refractive power. The refractive power of the cornea is 45 diopter, which is about 3/4 of the total refractive power of the eye. So we know the total refractive power of the eye, which is 6 diopter, and after that refractive index of the cornea is 1.36 376. After that, let us talk about the histology. Talking about the histology, there are basically 6 layers of the cornea. The first one is epithelium, then the Bowman's membrane, then the stroma, then we have pre-Descemet's membrane or Dua's membrane, and fifth one is we have Descemet's membrane, and last one we have endothelium. So first one is the epithelium, which is the stratified squamous type of epithelium which is non-keratinized. Okay, so after the epithelium is the outermost part of the cornea. Okay, so it consists of 5 to 6 layers of the cells, and the deepest basal cell is made up of the columnar cells. Okay, so as it is a stratified, so it must consist of basal layer, and the basal layer is made up of columnar cells. Okay, and then there is tight junction between the superficial epithelial cells that prevents the penetration of the tear fluid into the stroma and also maintains the dehydration state of the cornea. Okay, so after that we have another layer is Bowman's layer. So Bowman's membrane is a condensed superficial stroma. It is nothing but the condensed superficial stroma, and it is not a true elastic membrane but simply a condensed stroma. Okay, so but once consider resistance, but it has resistant to infection, but once destroyed it is unable to regenerate. Okay, for example, epithelium will regenerate but this membrane will not regenerate. Okay, so after that we have stroma or the substantia propria. So it makes the 90% of the total thickness of the cornea, and it consists of type 1 and type 5 fibrillae, and it is intertwined with the filament of type 6 collagen, and it is embedded in a hydrated matrix of proteoglycans. So as we know, the cornea is transparent, right? While the sclera is not transparent because it is not, this stroma part is not densely packed, because it consists of the matrix of proteoglycans in the stroma. That's why it doesn't give the whitish color. That is one factor for the transparency of the cornea. Okay, so after that we have pre-Descemet membrane, which is also known as Dua's membrane, and then we have Descemet's membrane, which is the basement membrane of the epithelium, and it is very resistant to chemical and trauma and the pathological process. Therefore, desmetocell can maintain the integrity of the eyeball for long. Unlike Bowen's membrane, it can regenerate. Okay, Bowen's membrane was also resistant to the infection, and this Descemet's membrane is also resistant to the infection, but bounce membrane cannot regenerate while this Descemet membrane can regenerate. Okay, after that we have endothelium. We all know about endothelium. It is consist of the single layer of the polygonal epithelial cell, which is a slit lamp like which on slit lamp by microscopy appears as a mosaic. Okay, after that we have the but we don't have the blood supply of the cornea as it is avascular. Okay, so for nerve supply we just need to remember the anterior ciliary nerves. It is very it consists of many nerves. Okay, so it is richly supplied by the nerves. So it is supplied by the anterior ciliary nerves, which is the ophthalmic division of the fifth cranial nerve. Okay, after that about talking about its transparency, as I have already mentioned, it is avascular and it has peculiar refractive index, peculiar arrangement of the corneal lamella, similarly relative state of dehydration, and there is swelling pressure, and corneal crystalline, that is water soluble protein of keratocytes. This maintains the cornea. So we'll talk about inflammation of cornea in next part. So bye bye.